Hey, welcome to Building Talk, the podcast for the resident manager and all building service professionals.
Absolutely. Yeah, and a little extra welcome there, I think.
I think so. Hey, I got where I got that from. John Oliver on the...
John, don't sue us.
Yeah, please. Oh, shit. Nah, he won't do that. Anyway, how the hell are you?
I'm good. How are you?
We are now officially back. We're filming and doing a couple of shows.
Yeah, we're on Spotify.
We are on Spotify.
iHeartRadio.
iHeartRadio.
Yeah, we're on there. And podcasters, too. We're on there.
No, podcasting.
Yeah,
what the hell is podcasting?
I don't know, but we're on there. I put it on there. We threw it on there.
Okay. You know what? Listen to all of them, and I'm sure we're going to be spreading out like wildfire.
So definitely Spotify is our greatest...
Good, man. And tonight, you know what? I figured let's kick this off.
Yeah.
We have a couple episodes in the burner. We're going to have those on. But tonight is kind of special. I said, you know what, Frank? We haven't done a real live person in a while.
You're right.
Yeah, usually
we're dead.
Cut out dead. Dead, done, dinner, dead. So I'm going to... Should we introduce them? Or
we should. We should.
Do you have anything else to say?
Nah, I mean, look, we're going to tell you. This is what we're going to tell you.
I don't know what we're going to tell you.
Well,
he's going to tell you something that we're going to tell you.
Our website, Building Talk, 123.
No!
See, I knew it was wrong.
NYC.com.
See, I love getting this.
Building Talk, NYC.com. It's right, Frank, it's right.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's right there.
Oh, shit. It's the first time I realized it's there. He's right.
You feel my pain.
Check out the website. It's a great website. We're adding every day. We're going to do blogs and the whole bit. So get on there. You're going to try to get episodes on there too. You want to learn how to do the Spotify thing, throw them on there. But
absolutely, I will tell you how to do it. It's pretty easy, I think.
Okay.
And also, the good thing about it is that we have a comment section, so you can fill out whatever questions you want us to ask us, and we can respond, or we can really abuse you on air. So one of those two, we're going to figure it out.
Yeah, and another thing too. So you guys realize that we don't have the headphones on anymore. We don't have those big microphones covering people's faces anymore.
And the reason with that is that it was affecting my hair follicles.
Yeah. See, look.
Okay.
How do I look at here?
What?
See. These are the microphones, people. They're phenomenal. They're great stuff.
You gotta feel my pain.
I'm in the mood.
You gotta. I don't know what the hell kind of giddy. Feel my pain. So tonight we have a very special guest, and Frank, I'm going to let you do most of the interviewing.
Wow!
Because there is a conflict of interest.
That's true.
There is a conflict here, but I really want you to know it's okay. It's a good conflict. It's a good conflict.
Yeah.
Because I've been at this building now for like 4+ years, and this will be my third assistant.
Wow.
Resident manager. Let's welcome Arnel Gutic.
Arnel!
How are you, my friend? Good. What's happening? Welcome.
You're not throwing stuff down, but that's okay. And I want you to say something like Bo was just saying a few minutes ago.
Come on in.
I feel your pain.
Thanks. Thanks, buddy.
See, I get back at it.
This sounded like a good idea when I said it.
Yes.
But now that I'm thinking about it,
well, Arnel, and so that everybody knows, Arnel is Bo's assistant here at this wonderful, wonderful building.
Yes.
How long have you been his assistant?
About a year and a half.
All right, that's good.
There you go.
That's really good. A year and a half.
I'm still here.
And he's still here, So we want to kick it off right away with you because, look, you and I, we know who we're talking about here, Mr. Gutic, and again, condolences. But listen, as Bo and I were talking about, hey, what's our next show? And we said, you know what? Why don't we bring on somebody that we know? Someone that we trust, someone who's up and coming, someone who's young, who's vibrant, and is learning from the industry itself. And what do you see happening coming along? Where us dinosaurs, we've already seen what's already happened, and then, the new technology's coming out, and we're like, holy shit, how does this work out? So we wanted to get your perspective.
Sure. So who's the person coming on?
Oh, right, okay, all right. So, a little bit about yourself, right? How did you get into this business? How did you start? What happened?
So, I think with most of your guys' guests, I grew up in the industry. My father was a super. Still is a super, actually, actively. Uncles, aunts, everybody, the whole family. It's a family business. So I grew up in it.
Wow.
got a broom and dustpan in my hand when I was a little kid. Fortunately, we didn't have a compactor where I grew up, so it was just bins. So I got the creme de la creme of the buildings and the garbage situation.
Wow.
So yeah, I grew up in the industry and still here, you know.
Nice, and you liked it, right? Did you get a feel like us? We were same thing with us, you know, our dads, and for us it was like we got bit by the bug, and we just took off from there.
So from my personal experience, I actually did not like buildings when I was a kid.
See?
Both schools, elementary, not junior high, but elementary and high school that I went to, they were both by my house. So sometimes I'd come home from school, I'd be changing a garbage bag or something, and I'd see people on the bus.
I remember that.
And I'd try and hide to get out of the
Really?
I'd hide behind like a wall or something, and I actually didn't like buildings. You know, the concept of cleaning other people's garbage and stuff like that, it really didn't sit well with me when I was a kid. But over time, kind of, I've had success in the industry. I've had people mentor me, such as this gentleman here, and I've come a long way. So I definitely care for it more now than when I was younger. I have an appreciation for it.
Excellent. Excellent. And what was your first job in the industry?
So,
do you remember?
Outside of growing up in it, my first job was as a porter. I was a porter in a brand new building in Long Island City, Queens, right on Jackson Avenue.
Oh, all right.
I was working in a restaurant before that, and
you don't want to tell us that experience.
No, definitely not. It was miserable. But the gentleman that I knew reached out to me. He said, "Hey, there's a position here. I think I know your character and I know your quality of work, at least your work ethic. Would you be interested?" And I said, "Let me try it out." I worked there for about a year and a half. Hated it.
Really?
Quit, left, went into plumbing.
Ooh.
Turned out I hated that more, so I came back to buildings. And I've been in buildings ever since. We're at about 9-10 years now. So
wow, awesome, awesome, nice.
I mean, considering the age, everything else, he's done a lot.
Right.
Before he came to me, or so he thought.
So I thought.
Oh, so he thought.
Well, this is a learning industry every day.
Right.
Or something.
When you step into a building, and what our building is unique is that we were doing all of these renovations and installations and everything. And boy, it was a very good year for him to learn all of that.
Trial by fire.
Yeah, trial by fire. Sink or swim.
Complete. He never had a dry foot for about 6 months. His shoes were wet.
Really?
Yeah. It was rough. It was a rough start, I will say. And I'm not trying to feel bad for myself. Listen, this guy and the board here, they gave me an opportunity to step into my first management role. So forever grateful. But like building wise, it was pretty hectic when I first started. A lot of upgrades, new domestic water pump installations, and everything that comes along with that. Some bad floods late at night, swimming with roaches and roach traps. It was bad. But we made it through and here we are.
There you go.
Speaking of the board, I just have to use this disclaimer for a second. Board, this is not an overtime. We're good.
There you go.
This is voluntary.
Yeah, it's totally voluntary. So how did you work your way up to the position where you are now?
Sure. So going back to what I said, where I didn't necessarily like buildings and all that growing up, I found myself in a position where it looked like this is what I was going to do. So I kind of had to learn to maybe not love it in the beginning, but at least like it enough to want to study, to want to work. And that's how I found myself where I'm at now. I started as a porter. I worked as a porter in a couple different buildings for about 5 years. And then I worked as a handyman for a couple of years and as a superintendent at a small building in Brooklyn at the same time.
Right.
And then I came here.
2 jobs.
Nice.
Yeah, did 2 jobs for about a year. So all in all, I'm in buildings as a career, about 9-10 years or so. But like I said, I grew up in it, so.
As a matter of fact, Frank, it's an unwritten rule that if you come from our neck of the woods, Montenegro, Albania, and some parts of Croatia, and the whole area there, you must work 2 jobs when you come here.
Right.
Okay, it's mandatory without saying, and if you see somebody with just 1 job,
he's a
slacker.
Right.
So, yeah. And let me tell you, it's not that he worked in these mom and pop buildings.
Right.
You worked at a very, very good building.
Yeah.
The one right off the FDR. We're not going to mention it, but the big one.
Yeah, big glass building, right?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, huge.
Really?
How many residents?
It was like 800 apartments.
Wow.
Yeah, 250 rental and the rest was a condo.
Nice.
Yeah, so it was a very
Wow.
upscale, ultra luxury building.
Yeah. Wow. So you've definitely gotten your feet wet in some nice.
Yeah, we've had some stories there too with flooding.
Well, hey,
forget about it.
well,
But yeah,
Look, every building has its story, of
Sure.
course,
Yes.
and and we learn from, experience, of course.
Yeah.
Of, holy cow, what did I get myself into? Did you ever get that?
yes, absolutely. Every time something goes wrong, I question my life decisions.
Yes. Right.
You know,
That's a daily basis.
That is a daily basis.
Yeah.
Jeez. And go ahead. No. Go ahead.
Oh, yeah, you're right. Every building is unique. So I try not to say, okay, well, listen, you worked at 100 apartments, 100 apartment building. What's that? This is
Right.
652.
Right.
That's 800. 1,000, whatever. It's not that. It's that each building is so unique. That 100 apartment unit building could be the biggest problem in the
Right.
world, or it could be the smoothest building you ever ran. That's great. But you take that,
Right.
and I try to look at what the age of the building is, what the plumbing aspect of the building, what is the infrastructure for that building, and can he come into this building with that extra experience and knowledge and succeed?
Right.
And that's what I looked at when I was looking at him. His resume contained small, large, extra large,
Right,
and some
right.
medium in there as well.
That's okay. Yeah.
The work ethic, again, the guy was working 2 jobs. So, yeah, I know what his work ethic was.
Right.
And by the way, this is another thing that gets me. Just because we have the same 2 consonants at the end of our name,
Right.
IC, doesn't mean we're related. I've never seen this man before he stepped into my office for the first interview, and it turns out after meeting each other, we know different people.
Right.
That's how it is. I've never seen this guy before he stepped in my office,
Yeah.
and the first thing people said was, "Oh, he looks like your brother or son."
some
But
people have said son, yeah.
don't say that.
There you go. It's all right.
Don't.
It's all right. I've had that.
I mean, I'm only 30 years old.
Right.
Yeah, well,
On, on each leg.
I told you.
And and Bo and I are big proponents of this, but what are you doing for your continuing education? We believe in always learning. Actually, believe now in November, in the middle of this month, actually, 32BJ is having a whole bunch of classes that are
Yes.
starting, and I'm already, I've scheduled myself for 3 classes.
You did?
Oh, absolutely.
30?
that's huge. Huh?
2, 3,
2, 3.
3.
3 classes.
Your continuing education stuff.
Nice.
Leads and all that shit. The regular crap.
And the ESL
Just
too?
Set me up.
So, since I've been here, I haven't done any 32BJ yet, any Thomas Sherman classes yet.
Right.
But I did do the Q01, Q99.
Okay.
A course through Turner, a 6-month course
Wow.
for my HVAC
Yeah.
engineering license.
Yeah.
So
Awesome.
Yeah, I did that. I had to take the test. Once I take the test, I'm certified, licensed, all that good stuff.
Excellent. That's a beautiful.
But
thing.
I
That's a
definitely, it's
beautiful
on my radar to take those Thomas Sherman.
Yeah.
training
The more
sessions.
why? You know why? Because it's free.
It's free. It's quality education.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And guess what? If this doesn't work out, God forbid something happens or whatever, doors
yeah.
open up elsewhere.
Of course.
You have all this stuff you can take with you into the future. So there's
So,
no reason not to.
I'm going to put this plug in. If there's any property managers out there, as soon as he gets his license and his HVAC, everything else that's said, he's fired. So, you know what? It could be all yours, man.
Somebody find
Your burden to bear.
He's firing a guy already. Gee,
Already.
damn.
I like that. Now, I only need him for a year or 2. I want to see what he can do.
Right.
And then I want to see him move up.
Yeah, want to see
You know?
him succeed. Absolutely. Look, again, Bo and I are big proponents of that too. We love to, instruct, teach, and show the young guys, hey, look at where you can go and look what you can do, and believe in that, and we'll teach you. And there are a lot of URMs out there too who believe the same thing, and there are a lot of RMs who don't, but
That's okay.
that's all right.
They're always afraid, maybe they'll come after my job.
Exactly.
Please, come after my job.
Right. Please take my job.
Take my job.
Like what was it, Henny Youngman? Take
Yeah.
my wife, please.
Yeah, just
said Henny Youngman.
just a job, people.
Right, just a job.
Anyway, it's very interesting, but the other dynamic, I think more so that affects resident managers mostly, is the personnel that you have to manage.
Sure. Boy,
And
boy.
over here, we manage up to 35 individuals. In the other buildings, also there was being a handyman and stuff like that, being a person of authority at that time, I'm sure there was issues with the staff and everything that goes on. I think, I forgot how many people, we did fire and hire a lot of people in that year that you're here.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just the nature of the business, right? That's what it is.
And
We had a very good board who was actually a brilliant tactic. After COVID eased, we still couldn't find people to work. So basically, they said, you know what, hire them. If you like to hire them, hire them. If you want to keep them, after 3 months, they can get full benefits, full pay, everything else. So that was a really good bonus.
Right.
But even then, we were having a hard time attracting good people.
sure.
How
industry's
are you
changed on that, yeah.
with dealing with employees?
So I don't rule so much with an iron fist as some people do. I try to be more personable and understanding, only having just been in the same shoes myself recently. So I try to be more understanding, but at the end of the day, I have a job to do. I answer to bigger people. So if you're not doing your job, that means I'm not doing my job. And, we all have somebody to answer to. So I've been, I try to be as as easy as I can be. Do what you got to do, get your stuff done, and go home. If not, I'm going to let you know. I'm going to warn you. I'm going to do it probably more times than I should. But once it gets to, like a certain point, I'm sorry,
Right.
There's nothing I can do for you. At the end of the day, and I've told this to people, unfortunately, that we've had to fire, I don't want to fire you, right? It's not, first of all, I don't feel good about it, personally.
Right.
Nobody
Right?
does.
I don't feel good about it. I don't
Sure.
want to do it. And that's on a moral level. And then as a business kind of point of view, now I have to go out and find people, interview people, train people,
Yes.
see if they're going to work out. They might not work out. It's just more work for me.
Sure.
That's that's just from the business standpoint. So both ways, as I see it, I hate doing it. But like I said, we all have
It's
a
a
job
necessary
to do.
evil.
Yeah, that's what it is.
No, that's a good way to put it, unfortunately. And by the way, if you're one of those people who likes to do that, then you better check yourself out.
Sure.
Yeah, help.
Okay, you're talking about people's lives, people's everything.
Yeah.
Families are involved. It's not just one-on-one. So we do give, I think, a lot of chances, and we do talk to them. It's not like, well, you did this. Nope, sorry, get out.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
That's it doesn't come to that. But how many chances can we give you before you say, okay, enough?
And we say it too when we're out and about. The industry has changed, where finding quality people is hard. And you got to go through.
Yeah.
What is it? A whole bunch of bad lemons to get the right.
Yeah,
But,
that's true.
So another question where I think this one I want you to think a little bit on it, because we're all different. How do you handle the pressures of the job?
What pressure? I don't give them pressure. Do I?
No, not at all.
See?
Pressure of the job. I think I handle it pretty well, believe it or not. I try not to take things too seriously. I definitely try not to take things personally.
Right.
Unless it gets to a personal level, which has happened and can happen. But I really try and treat it as like, okay, if this person's yelling, are they yelling at me as a person?
Right.
Or are they yelling because they're not happy with whatever the situation is? So I really, I think I handle it well. I'm sure I could do better. But a lot of it is like, just let it be. Do what you can. If you can't do anything about it, try and, send them to somebody who can. If not, that's it.
Right.
That's it,
And it's a good point, and I'll tell you why. Because just today we had came here late because we had a little. It wasn't a leak, and when I get out of here, I got to go back and double check it. But the lady was, she was upset, and then I talked to her and calmed her down. I explained the whole bit, and I get in the elevator with my handyman. He goes, "Oh man, I was trying to think of how am I going to talk to this woman and settle her down. She just had a baby. She's upset. She's holding the baby and all this stuff."
It's a lot.
And he goes, "And when I saw you coming, it was like, oh, because I knew you were going to handle that situation, and you just calmed her down. You explained the whole thing. She felt at ease. Everything was done." I go, "Well, that comes with experience.
Sure,
that you just can't jump into it and go, oh, because every single person that we meet is different. We could have handled the husband a little different than the wife, maybe.
Yeah, sure.
So you got to look at every single individual person, and in your mind, at that moment, go, all right, how do I handle this? How do I do this tactfully so that we're both happy?
Sure. It's I'm sorry.
No, I will tell you this, and I'll tell you in front of him. He handles it very well. He handles the irate shareholder who'll come in and yell and scream and this and that. Now, I've been here through so much of it already that the minute somebody walks in, I'm like,
Right.
I'm ready to go because I know what's going
Right.
to happen. He's like more calmer. He calms him down. It's getting to the point where more people are going to him. I don't want to be involved. Can you help me? And I'm sorry,
Right.
but when you're here and you get blasted and lied to and people trying to connive and I don't fall for it. I'm a little jaded, yes, I do admit it, but yes. He handles it very well. I was very impressed. His phone skills, also the same thing. As a matter of fact, I got on a phone call because somebody was really giving him a hard time. And I got on the phone, and basically 2 minutes, and I just hung up on him. I said, that's it. I felt bad for him.
Right. He's getting beat up.
And he's telling her the truth. He's telling her everything, but she continues to. I'm like, you know what? No, that's my job. My job. Resident managers out there is to protect your people.
Right.
And when he's done everything he can, and he's shown them and told them everything that he can, and he's still getting berated.
Sometimes you can't make somebody happy.
I'll take care of this.
Yes,
I'm the bad guy in that.
Right.
We run in situations where, most of the time people will be understanding, but sometimes people have their minds made up. And guess what? They're going to call you and they're going to ask you questions. But in their head, you're already the bad guy,
right.
Because you're the manager, you're the assistant manager, whatever the case is. It's your fault. I just want it fixed, and you're going to have to hear about it.
Right.
And unfortunately, it's a big part of the kind of the shoes we're in.
Right.
Right.
So you're here a year and a half.
Yes, sir.
What have you learned in this building?
Oh, I've learned a lot. But
Don't give him coffee before 9 a.m.
Buy him peaches and apples.
And pears. It's pears, damn it.
Damn it, peach season's over. I forgot. Sorry.
Yeah.
No.
If you get him white peaches, you're golden.
Oh, forget it. Honey crisp apples.
There you go.
I better not get a nickname called Peaches. I swear to God, I'll kill you. But
I think I'm gonna get a tattoo.
It's pears. Sorry, my fingers. It's not arthritis.
It's itching.
Arthritis coming back to me. Yes, I switched from candies and all the other crap.
It's totally fine. Perfect.
I eat fruit.
Yeah.
However, certain people in the office complain about the volume this fruit makes when I bite into it.
Oh.
I promise you guys would complain as well about the volume.
On an apple?
I never knew you could eat an apple that way. It's like they made a new vacuum cleaner just for apples.
I didn't realize how loud it was until you pointed it out.
Next time he eats an apple, record it.
I promise you I will.
Thank you. Back to our show.
I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about mechanicals. So before working in this building, I never really had to deal with steam on this level.
Okay.
Steam and vacuum pumps and all that kind of stuff. I primarily work in new buildings. Other than the building I grew up in, my career buildings have all been brand new, luxury buildings. You don't really deal with steam in those buildings.
Right.
You have, heat pumps in apartments. You have cooling towers, that kind of stuff. So I learned a lot about steam traps, all that kind of good stuff. And then, obviously, this is my first managing role, so I've learned a lot about people. Probably more about people and personalities than anything else. I would say, honestly.
Yep. Absolutely. So, where do you see yourself now? 2 to 5 years from now?
In similar shoes as yours. My trajectory and what I've been working towards is to be a resident manager, at least in the short term. That's my kind of goal, my short-term goal, next couple of years or so. The building or the type of building necessarily doesn't matter. It's important for me to kind of get my feet into the position, and then once I'm there, kind of make the next step and whatever else happens down the line. But definitely to be a resident manager.
Excellent.
Yes.
I got a little nervous. I thought he wanted to be right here in here, taking over the podcast.
Oh, hell no. Why would you want to do this?
He said in your shoes. I got nervous.
It's bad enough for RMs and doing this.
Tell me about it. So I think you should ask him this one And then you can ask them that one.
Oh, boy.
You know?
Yeah, because we always have the famous questions, but we'll give you an easy one right now. So how do you plan on accomplishing these goals?
You never get anywhere you want to go without doing a good job. I try to live by that. Some days more than others, obviously. Everybody has their off days. But I'm very concerned, and I really try to just do a good job. Right? There are certain things, let's say we go to a board meeting and the board will say, they'll give us a list of 100 things, let's say. 75% of that might be for Eden. Only 25 is for me. So I'm going to take those things and try and focus on what I can do. Leave everything else to other people. Do a good job. Whatever you're doing, just do a good job. After a while of doing a good job, people are going to notice. You build your resume, whether it's here, there, whatever the case is. You don't get to become a resident manager without being a porter or a doorman or something like that. And the only way to do it is you got to put in the time and the effort. You want to do a good job, you're going to do a good job. So that's my kind of motto, I guess. Yeah.
Agreed.
Ah, grasshopper.
Nice.
You have made the ultimate.
Nice. Nice.
I got the chopsticks. I got to tell you something. I'm not going to tell him this. Don't pay the board likes him better than me.
Oof.
Yeah,
I believe
know.
that. I believe
See?
I believe that.
A little bit too good at my job.
Yeah.
But it is the hard work. Recognition is great. Who we know in the industry will open doors, but it's always up to you to walk through that door and get the job and close the door behind you and stay. We can only lead you here, there, or wherever we may. I think your experience, your resume, please. We can do shows on resumes forever. How many thousands we've seen. Just make sure it's accurate and very, very professional. One page.
Yeah.
Unless you're 30 years old and you have multiple pages. A book.
Professional and straight to the point as well, I will say.
Right.
Sometimes people, at least in my experience, the year and a half I've been here, you'll see people kind of, if they'll have their position as a porter, let's say, and there's going to be like 30 things about what you do on your daily basis. We know what it is to be a porter. Give us like the top 10 or whatever it is, something like that. Keep it clear, keep it concise.
Yeah. Couple bullet points.
Wait, did you ever have like a favorite moment here? Like for real?
A favorite?
Yeah.
I know there are moments that stand out. I don't know about any favorites.
There are moments that stand out.
Yeah.
Nice.
I don't know if I want to hear this.
Yeah, I would stay away from that one.
Sure?
If I was you, I would.
No, I'm a glutton for punishment.
I would recommend it.
Please.
I would recommend it.
Moments that stand out. So there are definitely a bunch. I'll keep it clean and professional. One is when we had a leak. So way back when I started, we were installing domestic water pumps for the building. And associated with that, we also installed a filtration system and all the plumbing associated. So 6-inch copper pipes, probably the circumference of Bo's head.
On a good day.
On a good day.
There you go.
We installed them, and how they were brazed, they weren't brazed properly. So this is when I first started, so I was trying to do my due diligence. I came down to the office maybe like 10 o'clock or so at night, just because I wanted to stay on top of my paperwork and all that good stuff. I just started, so I'm like trying to do a good job. I'm nervous.
Kissing a little ass.
Yeah,
it's all right.
basically.
Yeah, it's all right.
And I get a call. No, I'm sorry. I'm working in the office doing some emails and paperwork. And I'm like, you know what? The guys are working in this building in the basement. Let me just go take a look, see what's going on. I go down there. But hold on. I go down there. It's all golden. Beautiful. Everything is dry. Everything's nice. I send Eden a text. I'm like, hey, I was just down here. Everything checks out. We're good for tonight. I go back to the office. I'm not exaggerating. Maybe 20, 30 minutes later.
Right.
I get a call. Oh, so-and-so doesn't have water in their apartment.
Oh.
So I'm like, beautiful. Let me go take a couple of channel lights. I'm going to go see what I can do. When I tell you, I get to the elevator to go upstairs, I didn't even have to go upstairs because I know the sound of running water. Like a massive leak, I know that sound. I get in the elevator, I go downstairs. I'm like a little nervous because I know it's waiting for me when I go downstairs. The elevator door opens and water just floods into the door. I'm like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. And I go in,
it's the funniest thing because the video is phenomenal on this one, man. I wish we could show it. It's like the door's closed to get into where the leak is,
Yeah.
and water's coming underneath the door like nothing. It's up to his halfway up his knees and thighs. I'm like, oh, and he's struggling with the door. And finally, he's like, pushes the door open, and boom, all this water comes coming out.
Yeah.
And then I followed him about 2 minutes later because he called me. He goes, "We got to leak," and he had checked it. And I was coming home late. I said, "Let me go downstairs and check the work." Everything looked great, and we missed each other by maybe 5 minutes. I went upstairs. I was in bed. All of a sudden, I get that call, and then you come downstairs to that. I was like, "Wow,
Yeah, we've all gone through that.
wow, wow!"
Yeah.
wow. That was your favorite moment, damn it?
No, I didn't say favorite. I said stood out.
Sit down.
So,
Yeah.
you know what? If you had a chance
Mm-hmm.
to work with Frank or Bo,
Well, that's a stupid question.
what do you mean it's a stupid question?
Because he works with you.
No. But if you had a chance, would you work with Frank or stay with Bo?
All right. See how he's blocking.
Now ask me again when I leave to my next job. If I had the chance to work with Frank, I would probably take it, only because I already know what it's like to work with Eden, and I think I've gotten a lot of what he could teach me. I like to see what Frank has to offer. Only in terms of that.
Just a little
that
bit
respect
more, that's all.
would I
Yeah, just
want
a
to switch
little
over.
bit more. Nothing wrong with that. It's a good answer. Good answer.
It's not that I want to leave you.
Good answer. Good answer.
Let me see myself out.
I think that was from the show, right? Did I do that right?
Yeah,
Okay, I don't
yeah,
watch the
yeah,
show. Steve Harvey, that's what it was. It is a good answer. Maybe I messed up on the question. Maybe I will give you that one.
Yeah, totally fine.
But Frank, you know it's time.
Oh, boy, do I know what time it is.
You know we haven't done this in a long
while, dude.
I don't know what the hell he didn't ruin it already.
No, you didn't ruin it.
No.
It could be anything. You know how it is. You know how
It
our
is
show
time
goes.
for the WTF moment, the what the Frank moment in time. It's any situation, anything you got involved in that makes you realize and say, what the Frank?
Yep. Could
Did
be
that
anything.
really happen?
Yep. Anything you want.
You know?
Could be you were riding a horse in the old country. No matter. Whatever it is.
I'll keep it to buildings.
Oh, okay.
Very strange experience. Minus all the leaks and all the crap that comes with running a building. This was actually an instance where this brand new building I worked in Long Island City, Queens.
Good.
There's like a domestic dispute. There's like a verbal dispute between a couple of family members.
We never get those.
And the resident manager gets a call, and I'm on the clock. This is in the evening when I first started in the career. So I get a call, and we both go up. We knock on the door, nothing. Eventually, the door gets open, and this resident, this lady, runs out, like fully naked. And she's just running through the halls, like screaming, fully naked. And me and the resident manager were like, what the Frank is going on here? That was a crazy moment. That was like, and when you're 18 years old, 19 years old, you see something like that, you're like, now I'm like hard into stuff like that.
Right.
But back then, I'm like,
Did you help her, or how did you assist her? Did you know where to grab her so not to...
I'm just a poor man. I was just sweeping and cleaning garbage. I don't know about none of that.
By the arms.
Right.
Okay.
Hey,
I'll
tell you a story one day of what
one day. But that was resolved, right? The husband was in it, whatever the boy.
Yeah, it ended up getting resolved. Nobody was injured, thankfully.
And the next day, she was so embarrassed to see you guys, right?
No, actually. No, it never came up in conversation again. No
apologies. Really?
Yeah, I'll explain more off the camera, but it was craziness.
Wow.
Yeah. By the way, Frank, he's got a very lovely girlfriend.
Nice.
Yeah. He actually met,
Good for him.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, no problem.
Good for him.
I'm sure she didn't want to hear that story.
Waggy, she was the...
What story?
Yeah,
Ex-girlfriend?
he was a young man.
Oh, very good.
A long time ago.
All right. Don't worry about it.
Totally fine.
So, Arnel,
yes.
listen, man. Seriously, we want to thank you for coming on. We want to thank you for being very frank. No pun intended.
None.
And we want to wish you continued success.
Oh, absolutely.
Hey, like
Okay?
that, gentlemen.
So, again, if anybody wants him out there,
Right. And look, if you ever...
I don't want him to go.
Right.
But
exactly.
But
it's progressive.
I feel he's ready, and I feel he's done. The previous assistant, Raul, buddy, you know that, comes to me, I want to go, I said, get out.
Yeah.
You know, without a second thought, get out.
You know, it's funny because Raul calls me for a lot of questions. It's funny.
Yeah.
He does.
And I fired Raul right after he told me.
There you go.
Right after he told me he was leaving, I fired him on the spot.
There you go.
Can't have that, Frank. You got to rule with an iron fist.
Tell him where to find us, dude.
Listen, Building Talk. It's www.
Yes.
.buildingtalknyc.com.
That's our website.
Yes, and listen, do me a favor, go through a gallery. We put up a lot of pictures here and there.
Yes.
So, you know, some of you out there that know me, and I go to a lot of the club meetings, and there's a lot of pictures of the people that I meet on it, and it's some really, really great people. So I'm hoping you guys can say, hey, yeah, we know them, we know them.
We'll take a
we know
picture of
them.
you guys too. Put your
Yeah, listen, you know, I tend to look good in a tuxedo. What can I tell you?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Me with my Christmas sweater, but you know, it is what it is.
The ugly Christmas sweater.
Yes.
Oh my God! I can't believe he won.
It's all right.
It's actually in the Hard Rock Hall of Fame,
There you go.
in the porter's closet. So, ladies and gentlemen,
Remember, we're on Spotify. Okay, and then how do they? How do we do this? Where they link in again? You know all that crap. What are they going to LinkedIn, and then they can?
I will
Watch the show.
post the videos and everything on LinkedIn, and you'll see you'll see
the link.
the
Right.
post, and you'll click on it. It'll send you right to the
Right.
video. You can watch us in all of our glory. We're just happy to be back. We're just happy to be working.
Yeah,
And we're doing this for you.
Absolutely. We're going to be doing a little bit more TikTok stuff and a little bit more Instagram stuff too. So you know, be on the lookout for that. We're just getting our feet wet again. You know, we've been really busy. Believe it or not.
Don't say wet feet around here.
Yeah, well,
Oh God! Start having panic attacks again.
Yeah, see?
there you go.
Thank you very much, brother.
Absolutely.
It's
Thank you,
great to have
Arnel. It was
you.
great to have you. We wish you a lot of success. A lot of luck. Thank you. I'm going to shake his hand.
That's why you're shaking my hand.
I don't know.
I
You
know
sure
I'm
you
shaking.
did it? You did my
Thank you.
But thank you. And listen, and this is what this show is all about, guys. And you know, getting the young generation. You know, we're leaving. I don't want to say a legacy, but are we leaving a legacy? Right?
We're leaving a leg.
We're leaving at least a leg.
At least a leg.
At least a leg. Take it home, baby.
Building Talk. It's always good listening.
Later.